Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, I trust you enjoyed my last video on music icon legend Frank Sinatra. And through his song My Way, we looked at how game we are to be able to say, I did it my way. So trust you found that one encouraging. We're going to a bunch of guys today that were formed in Denver in 2002. Scormax, Isaac Slade and Joe King got together. They were soon joined by Wen Wazowski and Dave Welsh, and the band The Fray was formed. Now, in the wake of other bands such as Coldplay and Keane, the piano is the lead instrument in this particular band. Joe, with his incredible vocals and piano playing, just is the perfect guy to front up the Fray. And you put the Fray very much in traditional, alternate pop rock type of thing, just very, very catchy. And they write lyrics that are pretty raw in places. They really want to get into the emotions and the center of who we are as human beings. And also being there for each other is another thing that these guys write about. They released How to Save a Life in 2005. And we're going to get onto that song in a minute. But 2005, that album went double platinum. So these guys well and truly hit the ground running. Since then, there's been 4 albums in all between 2005 and 2014. There's been 3 live albums because these guys can pump it out live pretty well. 1 compilation album, 10 music videos, 3 EPs and 12 singles. The Fray have been nominated 4 times for Grammy Awards, so that's pretty impressive. They've won 3 Billboard Music Awards and 1 award in Peru. So it just goes to show these guys have got a bit of a reach. Because it is this song they're going to get onto now that has resonated with the world. In fact, it was Grey's Anatomy, that incredible show that came out a little while back, which used this song in one of their episodes. Also, the comedy Scrubs also. So we're talking about the song How to Save a Life. And I suppose when you originally think about how to save a life, well, you think about hospitals and doctors, and that's kind of what they do every day. But as we discovered certainly in Grey's Anatomy, that saving a life went so much deeper than just the physical. In fact, one of the lines in the song says, I stayed up with you all night, and so I saved a life. So we're not talking about the physical here. We're talking about the emotional well-being and the friendship and the connection that we all need to be able to keep going in this life. And sometimes life can be so overwhelming that we just need someone to sit with us and we can say, oh man, you saved my life that day. That is for sure. Now, lives get saved every day. Think about the relationships that end every day. Think of certainly about the person who may leave. You know, they've got to move their stuff. They've got to find a place to live. They've got to find a sanctuary. They've got to find a new life. Find a new way of doing things, how to get to work, the whole thing. And it's the little things that come along the way, like, you know, the removalist, the landlord, or the real estate agent who gives a friendly nod and says, yeah, okay, we'll give it to you. The friends that call, the way that life changes when your life has changed dramatically as it can. Your life gets saved every day. And you might be thinking, well, you know, I've been through stuff lately and my life has changed dramatically. Well, treat this as an opportunity. You might be in your own place now. You might be feeling pretty safe and pretty comfortable, and you think, well, only a few months ago I was completely different to where I am now. Look back and think about the people who have saved your life. You know, as I mentioned, the people who may have moved your stuff, the real estate agent who gave you a friendly nod, the friends that have got alongside of you, the dinner invitations, or the new people that you've met who you've resonated with. And you find very much as you are having your life saved by people around you, you can also be the one to save another person's life. And now again, not physically here, but emotionally, just having the time to sit down and chat with someone, listen to what they're saying, really, really hear them and to help them get through. Now, the line, if I'm going to stay up with you all night, that's a pretty big commitment. No sleep, no anything, but you're so important and so valuable to me that I need to stay up with you all night because you need somebody in your life. So it's interesting, you know, there might be moments in your life when you know your life has been saved. It might have been a conversation at just a particular moment, or there may be a person who's rung you at just a particular moment, or you might get something in the mail, whatever it is. Lives get saved every day. If not physically, of course, hospitals do that sort of stuff and doctors, but emotionally with just the friends and the connections that we have. You have the power to save somebody's life. Because you know what, after an operation where you know the physical's been saved, well, the emotional and the mental is still there, that also needs to be saved. So if you're in a situation when you know people that are really struggling, you could be the person just needed to save their life. Now, if you've had your life saved, you know how important that was and how amazing it was. Well, often it comes around the other way where we are called upon to save someone else's life. Because there is a lot at stake. A life is a life. It's a life force. It's got a soul, a spirit, the physical, the emotional, everything that gets wound up in a life. And sometimes you need a whole heap of people to save it. So if you have come through a time when your life has been saved, you know exactly where I'm going here. Or if you're in a situation right now where you've got a person you're thinking about right now and thinking, oh man, they need help, they need their life saved. Well, you know exactly where I'm going here. Of course, we don't go in as like the saviour, look at me, I'm here, I'm here to rescue you. No, we don't do that. We just go by being ourselves, having our ears fully open and our hearts fully open to just be with this person, even if it takes all night. So this is an incredibly written song, this one, as it came off a double platinum album. So there we go, pretty successful. This has really found resonance with the world, this song. And just how to save a life. It's just a beautiful observation on how we do connect with each other and actually do save each other's lives from time to time. So on to the clips. So we do have How to Save a Life. Now, because this is such a significant song in 2005 off the album of the same name, we've got the official clip, which just tells the story so well. These guys are extremely grounded in the spiritual, so they understand the big picture and what we need as human beings to be able to survive. And so to be able to write a title which is compelling as How to Save a Life, the world just really stood up and took notice. And when you put in Joe's incredible vocals, just the unique vocals that he got and his amazing piano playing, he just have an absolutely amazing song here. So we've got the official clip. We've also got a live version. It's always good to get a live version of these songs if you can find them. We then got the You Found Me. This came off the album The Fray of 2008. And by the way, just interesting, and back to How to Save a Life, wasn't originally going to be thought of as a single. It's funny how these things come around. It ended up becoming the second single of that album. We got You Found Me, also of The Fray 2008. How good is it if you've had your life saved to be found and to know that the world has not finished with you. In fact, the world still kind of thinks you're pretty important and pretty cool. You've been found. What a beautiful thing to be able to say to yourself. And then also off How to Save a Life, this was the lead single, Over My Head. This is a song that everybody knows. The story of this one apparently is two brothers. They couldn't really get on with each other, had a bit of a falling out. But they did end up thinking, well, man, I just don't even know how to do this thing really. I don't understand it. Oh, I'm not sure what to do here. I'm over my head. And then eventually, as the story goes, the two brothers actually did reconcile and now they're best of friends. But instead of just sort of saying life's over as we know it, I don't ever want to deal with that person again, just knowing that relationships are important, don't matter what they are. And sometimes we just need space and time to work them out a little bit if they are important to you. So Over My Head is all about that. So the links to those 4 clips are in the description below. And if you want to recap on my last video on Frank Sinatra, that one's there for you as well. Well, if you have come back for another video, this is your first time, the Life Reflections Through Music, we are getting into 260 into the series now. We're still in F. We are coming to the end of F, by the way. I'm nearly getting into the Gs, but there are a couple more to come just yet. And this concept of saving life and being there for other people is certainly a bit of a theme coming up over the next couple of videos. But next time we're going to go on to an absolutely massive song when this one came out, Relax, by the one and only Frankie Goes to Hollywood. So until then, and thank you everyone for hanging around yet again, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.